right in the world on our side. And there ain't no reason to be afraid. And there ain't no reason to not take the challenge dead on. Because I'm going to tell you who we come from, folks. We don't come from some weak, jellyback, spineless people. That's not who we come from. None of us. And it doesn't matter what color you are, what nation your folks hail from, how much money you got. We all share the same name. We are Americans. And at Bunker Hill, there was Americans. And at Fredericksburg and Gettysburg, there was Americans. And at Iwo Jima, raising that flag on Suribachi, it was Americans. And at Pork Chop Hill, there was Americans. Quezon, there was Americans. And on 9/11, there was Americans who ran towards those burning buildings. That is who you share your heritage with. You do not share your heritage with a weak and ineffective people who cower at the sign of trouble. You share your heritage with a strong and brave people who are determined to hold on to their freedom and for the freedom of future generations. Guys, it's time for us to stand up and be that generation. It's time for us to stand strong and proud and remember who we are. That we are Americans. And as long as we stand as the vanguard of freedom in this nation, freedom will survive people. Not only survive, it will thrive. So guys, it's time to put on our packs. It's time to fix those bayonets. It's time to get ready. We got a fight on our hands. And our fight is not for us, for all those generations that's going to come behind us. Let's save America, folks.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal, that they are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, that among these are life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Good evening and welcome. This is C2K News. I am once again, this is a weekend edition, and once again I'm with my daughter Samantha. Say hi, Samantha.
Hi, everybody.
Everybody really enjoyed seeing you last time that we did this, so it's going to be an interesting conversation today. Hope you enjoyed that that first little video that we put together. I didn't put it together. I found it and I shared it because I thought it was amazing. We are definitely at a crossroads in our country, aren't we, Samantha?
We are.
So we are patriots, but we're not stupid either. We understand that this is not just this is not a left-right issue. This is not a American versus the world issue. This is good versus evil, and we have to choose sides. We have to choose, are we going to be part of Babylon, or are we going to come out of Babylon, and we're going to serve the Lord? That's really where we're at. So, you know, what was your thoughts watching that video, Samantha? I kind of got patriotic bumps all over.
It was a pure form of patriotism. It was a good representation of what every American should feel like.
Nice. Very nice. I agree. So, to get started, I want to remind everybody the only newspaper that we read here at the House of Tehijo is the Epic Times. So I want you to watch this video, and if you haven't already subscribed, what's stopping you? Are you tired of fake news and cancel culture? Me too. Stay informed and stay free by subscribing to the only paper that I read, the Epic Times. Subscribe today and get the Epic Times for just $1 the first month. Yes, that's right, just $1 the first month. And because you're a listener of the C2K Report, you'll get a discounted monthly subscription of just $77. Not the $99 that everybody else has to pay, but the $77 that you as a C2K listener get to have. So simply use the promo code C2K to enjoy the lowest rate available. Go to C2KReport.com, click on the Epic Times logo on our homepage, and it'll bring you here. Simply enter the promo code C2K to enjoy the lowest savings ever. Thank you, Epic Times, for partnering with the C2K Report.
the principles that Jesus advocated, and that there's great wisdom in the teachings of Jesus, and I agree with those teachings. And things like turn the other cheek are very important, because as opposed to an eye for an eye leaves everyone blind. So forgiveness, is important, and treating people as you would wish to be treated. Love thy neighbor as thyself. Very important.
So it's like a 60-70% yes?
As Einstein would say, I believe in the God of Spinoza. But hey, if Jesus is saving people, I mean, I wouldn't stand in his way. They'll be sure, I'll be saved. Why not?
Sweet, we did it.
Yeah.
I think he just said yes.
We got him. All right, we got him.
All right. So you just watched the clip of Elon Musk. We're talking about, the guy who just attempted to buy Twitter, the guy who owns Tesla, the guy who has a history of being like the opposite of the clip we just watched. His mother, is from the Y Club. You know what Y Club I'm talking about? They wear antlers, and they worship things that are not good. and so it's kind of interesting that this clip is out there. Now I want to get your opinion before I narratize this thing a little bit more. What do you think?
Well, there's a lot of different things that happened in that clip. From saying that he believes in Jesus' teaching, that could lead to a lot of different good things.
Yeah.
It was kind of an encouraging clip.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see what comes of that.
Yeah. So, a lot of people are just going to naturally just say, Elon, we don't believe you. We don't trust you. What do you say to those people?
Well, the naysayers don't really help dictate progress in a person. You're always going to have naysayers, whether you're at the top of the heap or the bottom of the pile, And in Elon's case, even though when it comes to Christianity, he may be just starting out, may just be the bottom of the pile. Those naysayers could be wrong. He could become something even greater than he already is.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about giving people second chances all the time, and none of us are without sin. So to have this idea that, it's Elon Musk, maybe he's just like Kanye, or maybe he's like, because I'm sure people are familiar with the Kanye situation,
Yes.
or maybe he's even, he's like Justin Bieber. These are all situations where people are coming to a new realization of who Christ is. So what do you think about second chances? I mean, Elon Musk, this whole situation.
I think everyone deserves second chances. It's a biblical concept, but it's not only a biblical concept. And anybody can take a second chance and go run with it. It's when it comes to celebrities accepting or not accepting Christ, it's very hard as a common folk person to look at this celebrity and see what has changed in their life since they accepted Christ. But you don't know them on that level. You know, you don't have a personal relationship with this person. So how would you know if they're walking in faith or not?
Yeah, it's a good thought. I mean, because immediately, you know, we begin to judge this clip. I mean, I watched the clip probably 5 times, just to see, like, okay, is he serious? I mean, like, I'm looking into his eyes and I'm trying to determine whether he's, you know, his facial, looks and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just trying to determine, like, you know, is this even real? Is this even a real clip? Did somebody just like manufacture this, put it together and clip it together from here and there? And, you know, but, I
think it's a real clip, and, it could very well be a real clip. And I hope that it's a real clip. That would be really, really neat.
I do too, because I mean, there is a theory that Elon Musk is kind of part of the good side, you know, the good guys, and he's maybe he's one of the ones that's kind of bringing disclosure about the bad side, because you know, he lived his whole childhood on the bad side. I mean, he's been through that ringer.
He's seen it, you know. He knows
seen it, right? He knows how it works.
He knows firsthand how it works.
Yeah. So yeah, you know, I too am encouraged by it, and I hope that Elon Musk will surround himself with good people. You know, Elon, if you happen to be listening, which, you know, who knows, right? If you happen to be listening, the C2K report will, you know, we can help you. We can guide you. We can get you out of Babylon and, you know, start you on a proper walk. But it's up to you, brother. You do what you do what you believe is the right thing to do, and we will. You know, there's a lot of people, I'm sure, that would volunteer quickly to help Mr. Elon Musk along. So yeah, pretty cool. Anyway, that was a pretty cool clip.
Yeah. Well.
You know, I'm sure Elon's been through a lot of pain in his life. If you also are someone going through pain, we have QE Strong patches. These are amazing patches. I put them on my hand all the time because they really, really help to get rid of the pain in a particular area by kind of settling all the nerves in your body, and it uses frequencies to do so. So check this out. Are you in pain? I am. I cut meat for a living, and as a meat man, I have a really sore thumb on my cutting hand. I recently went to a conference where I was introduced to a pain patch that I fell in love with. QE Strong has a line of incredible products that relieve pain. The special patches emanate a frequency that is scientifically proven to bring fast pain relief. I know it works because I use it. To get some of these patches, go to www.c2kreport.com and click on the QE Strong box on the homepage. Click on the QE Strong box on our homepage. Then click the check availability button and order a few boxes of skin patches today. Order some for yourself and order some to give away to your neighbors. Thank you, QE Strong, for partnering with the C2K Report.
So you've probably heard about the monkeypox outbreak. It's supposedly rare, but suddenly it's spreading across the world at an alarming rate. The World Health Organization has just called an emergency meeting after 100 cases were reported in Europe. Could this be the next pandemic? Dr. Mark Siegel joins us to assess. Dr. Siegel, great to have you with us tonight. It's not new, right? Monkeypox has been around, but all of a sudden seems to be spreading at an increased rate. Why?
Exactly right, and Will, and you and I focus on public health, and it first was identified in 1958. It's got pustules, like you might imagine. It looks like smallpox, but it's milder, and it would be covered by the smallpox vaccine, but nobody's taking it anymore. It causes fever, it causes lymph nodes, causes the rash, And we're starting to see it spread through communities, which it has never done before because it's not that contagious. Why? Well, you think it might be a mutation, right? And that's certainly possible. But here's what I'm really concerned about. Though we can always learn from this and be on the lookout for other things besides COVID, especially you and me, at the same time, I worry that our public health radar is broken, that we're captured by our negative imaginations, that because of the way COVID was pounding the drum constantly, we're immediately assuming this is going to take over the world. Here we go again. We're not in a position to judge anything. And who do we go to judge? Well, the World Health Organization? Well, let me tell you something. You may not remember this. In 2005, they said bird flu was going to kill 100 million people, and I wrote a book about that. Finally, a pandemic came, and they said, no, you don't have to worry. It's a regional problem only with COVID. It doesn't spread human to human, they said. Meanwhile, it was spreading all over the world. So now, Will, if they actually say, warning, warning, this is something to worry about,
Do the
I'm
opposite.
actually going to say probably a health scare. Probably a health scare. If they're warning, it's probably just a health scare.
WHO not exactly covered themselves in glory. Hey, I want to ask you a question that I think everyone is dancing around. And I want to ask you this question, not to malign any particular groups, but to serve as a public service announcement. It does seem that right now monkeypox is spreading, not exclusively, Dr. Siegel, but significantly within the gay population. It looks like a gay sauna in Spain and a festival in Belgium. Why? What do we need to know about that?
Well, I believe that virus can be spread sexually, and I think that's for sure the reason. It's being spread by travelers, it's being spread sexually, it's being spread by close contact. And instead of doing what they did with HIV/AIDS back in the 80s, oh, we don't want to talk about that, we better talk about that, because that's how you track something epidemiologically. You don't be afraid it's not politically correct to mention what you just mentioned. Extremely important from a public health point of view to say that it's spreading in the gay population. Absolutely.
You want to make people aware of the potential risks. So hopefully we've done some of that here tonight. In the proper context, as you point out, that there's no need to go around running like our head's been cut off. Running like chickens with our head cut off.
Well, and it makes itself obvious with the rash, and we have a vaccine, but we don't want to overreact. Absolutely, Will. Absolutely.
Okay, Dr. Siegel, really good information. Thank you so much.
News alert, news alert, news alert. The thing you just watched about monkeypox, Belgium is already under a 21-day quarantine. Yep, you heard it right. Already under a 21-day quarantine. So this monkeypox thing, which, you heard what they had to say. You heard what population or what demographic of the population that it's spreading through. It seems like this could be, I don't want to say any more than that right now. I'm going to give Samantha a chance to talk about it.
Well, it does look a little one-sided in the demographic that it's going after. And not only that, but it also doesn't seem like it's some sort of massive problem to be worrying about. I don't think we need to be majorly concerned about monkeypox. It's not, unless you came into contact with somebody. And it looks pretty obvious if you have it, what it looks like. So it wouldn't be too hard to stay away from, I would think.
Yeah, and let's be honest, we just went through the COV-19 pandemic, and it's obviously, this seems really fishy to start with, and the fact that this monkeypox looks a lot like shingles, and now they're talking about they're relating it to smallpox, which I don't know if you knew this, but like there was smallpox found in like a unsecured refrigeration unit in Pennsylvania, like just like a month or two ago.
That's odd.
Yeah, so that's kind of interesting, right? And And the shingles happens to be one of the things that could happen if you've been jabbed too many times. It's one of the things that one of the side effects. So, I mean, is there a cover operation going on here? What exactly is going on with the monkeypox? I don't know, but I do know this. It's kind of fishy that something would jump from a monkey to a man to begin with, unless it's some kind of a chimeric thing, the lab created deal, so I don't know. That's my science anyway. What are you thinking?
That makes sense to me. Sounds like that's how things work. Yeah, it would be very strange for it to jump from a monkey to an actual human in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, weren't we told that bats were the originator of the COVID?
We were told that bats were the originator of COVID-19, but I don't know if that's the case.
Yeah.
I don't know if I believe that.
Somebody eats a bat, and now suddenly everybody's got this disease and dying from it. That's. I don't know. See, I mean, I grew up in an era where science was not like it is now, where science was something that had to be observable and repeatable.
Well, that's how science is supposed to be. It's supposed to be something that you can recreate over and over and over again. This is sound science, something that you can just continually do. You can't continually observe it, then it's usually not a science.
Right. So, for me, if I take a dropper full of water and I turn my iron skillet up as high as it can go on the stovetop, and I drop a drop of water into the iron skillet, I can literally observe that it evaporates. Okay?
You can.
I can observe that over and over and over again. It does it every time too. Mm-hmm. That to me, that's science. That qualifies as like a law in science. All this stuff now that they're like, trust the science. It doesn't even make sense.
What anymore. Science? What science? Where's the science? Show me the science.
Yeah, like the mask, right? Oh, it protects you. Where
from what?
Yeah.
From breathing?
Because
I don't think.
Good one.
I don't think the mask works the way they think it works. If you're trying to filter out pathogens, that's basically like saying, I'm going to keep mosquitoes out of my yard with a chain link fence.
Yeah, it is.
It's not going to do it. It doesn't do that.
No. It can maybe stop a mosquito that happens to be on a banana leaf, because a banana leaf will blow up against the fence and won't be able to come through. But, that doesn't happen very often. So
right. We don't have banana leaves where we're from.
No, yeah. In South Dakota, no banana leaves here.
No.
Okay, so, I mean, I'm more and more perplexed every day, it seems like, as I'm bringing forth the news. It's like, okay, so do I talk about this or do I not talk about this? Because it's so weird. It's like monkeypox, and like in every picture that you see out there of monkeypox, you see like a chimpanzee in the background. And it's like,
well, in the first place, I think the general public is tired of being fear-mongered into a corner and being tired of being told that you're going to get sick every single time that you walk outside your front door. I think the general public is exhausted with that narrative.
Yeah.
Like who wants to hear about any more sicknesses? It's better to get out and to go do things. The impact that the pandemic had on all age range when it comes to just activity level and also mental health was catastrophically terrible. It isolated so many people, and it's not worth it anymore. Why do this to ourselves?
And you're pretty much in that generation that it isolated too.
Yeah.
I mean, like, she tells me all the time, folks, you know, when can I do something? It's like, you know, she wants to do something, but it's like everything that she, you know, everything that you want to do, there's something, you know, stopping you from doing it. But especially during these shutdown times, which looks like, I mean, if it started in Belgium already, where are we going?
Let's be done. You know,
Yeah.
Cut it off. Be done with this. It's, you know, there's gonna be an uprising at some point where everyone's gonna
It seems
revolt and say no more. We do not want to be kept behind our doors and kept inside and told we can't go do anything.
Yeah, I think we're seeing that in Australia right now. I don't have video of that, but I did see some video today. They are coming out in mass. I mean, they are
they should.
Yeah.
As they should.
Yeah. All right, well, that's good. That was a good conversation. Let's move on to the next one.
You know, we were able to. I also would like to thank you. We were able to preserve your legacy in Ukraine. For example, those bio laboratories that United States has donated on the territory of our country. It's a program of Pentagon. You remember? It's on the post-Soviet territory that Pentagon has donated many bio laboratories. And we managed to evacuate them to a safe place now. So the Russians did not get anything from that laboratories.
Good. Yeah, you're smart.
Yeah, guys, we got old Georgie Porgy sitting here, looking all elite like he is, and talking about how these biolabs that they don't have. I mean, they do have, but they're not bad. Oh, just sporadically here and there. They don't do anything bad in them. That everything that was bad in them, that they didn't let the Russians have access to it. So how many of you believe that? Anybody, by showing of hands? Anybody? I don't see any hands in the audience. Something tells me nobody believes it. But how about the audacity? I showed you guys yesterday, or a couple days ago, the video clip of him literally saying, some tyrant invaded Iraq. Oh, I mean, Ukraine, Iraq too. And it was him. He is the tyrant that did it. And he literally admitted it. Of course, jokingly. So now everybody's going to say, oh, he was just telling a joke. No, these guys are legit evil elitist. And I'm showing you how he literally just admitted, yeah, there's biolabs. Yeah, they had bad stuff in them. And now, yeah, we kept it away from the Russians. What do you think?
Ukrainians spilling a lot of beans over there. I don't think the American public was supposed to know or be aware in any circumstance that was a real thing. But yes, George Bush did create biolabs in Ukraine. Do we want Russia to have the information? I don't know. What kind of information do they have? I mean, would it be a bad thing if Russia got the information? I don't even know.
The Ukrainian guy literally said, oh, hey, Mr. Bush, don't worry. We protected your legacy. Everything that you did over here in Ukraine, don't worry about it, Mr. Bush. We got it. We took all that information and we put it away so that the Russians can't get it.
And is this a good thing? That's the question I have. Is this a good thing, or is this more atrocities to be held behind, behind closed doors,
Well,
like how many more secrets are they keeping? I know the public should not and could not know everything, but how many more top secret operations like this are they going to do and secure and spend money on instead of taking care of the public and the people here in our own country.
Well, the interesting thing about what you're saying, Samantha, is do you know who the guy that the Bushes appointed to be, and it was his dad. It was Daddy Bush, not Junior, Daddy Bush. Okay, he was the, you know who he appointed as the medical scientist over the NIH?
I have no idea.
Anthony Fauci.
Oh, a traitor.
You can't make this.
That's nice.
You can't make this stuff up. Okay, so what they do is they filter money through the NIH and through other organizations that he has control of, like the CDC, whatever, all these other things, and then so they go and they make these biolabs in foreign countries because, see, it's not regulated there, right? If they did it here, it'd be heavily regulated, and people would know, and people would be like, nope, not here. Okay, but they do it in other countries, and Ukraine's been their playground for a long time over there. We know that, right?
It's almost an abuse of like a second-rate country. You know, the people that live there, they're in unfortunate circumstances.
Not even a second-rate country, because that, like, according to, if you go look to see if Ukraine's a country, they actually don't even, they're not really even a country. They're a like a satellite nation of Russia. So Russia had every right to go and do what they did by moving in. Okay. And doing what they did.
Well, it would be like if America all of a sudden moved in on Puerto Rico.
Yeah, exactly. And because the whole world would be like, "Oh no,
Puerto Rico technically belongs to America."
Exactly.
Technically,
it's a territory of the United States. Yep. So yeah, this, you know, just, you can't even make this stuff up anymore. Did you see his face too? It was like, whoa, why are we talking about this? His face literally had this look on it of consternation, like, whoa, hey, you know, we shouldn't.
He had the look of, what are we doing here? Why are we doing this in public?
Which
nobody's supposed to know about this.
Which, by the way, is a stark contrast from the look that he had on the morning of 9/11 when he was in that elementary school room and they were reading books about planes, steel, and fire. Okay, I mean that was really, and he had this like cat's grin on his face when Secret Service, you know, went into his ear and said, "Hey, the first world tower, you know, trade tower has fallen," and he gets like this smirk on his face, you know, like this evil smirk. When they were talking about these biolabs. In this interview, he didn't have a smirk. He had like a, why are we talking about this publicly? So, just saying, interesting that all this stuff is coming out. You know, I've been expecting disclosure for a long time, but I didn't know it was going to get this crazy. I just didn't. So yeah, weird world that you live in. I'm sorry that this has happened to your generation. We're going to try to get back for you. You know, that's our job, to get it back for you. And, you know, so you guys can actually be free and actually travel. That'd be nice, right? So anyway, I want you guys to take a look at, you know, we're talking about smallpox and we're talking about biolabs and we're talking about the crazy things that they do in these biolabs. One of the things that you're going to need to get a hold of is a good supply of zinc, right, to overcome this stuff. And there is no better supply than the Zelenko protocol. So go check out the Zelenko protocol right here. We are living in times of Babylonian desperation, and no one knows what pestilence will be released next. But it's not a time to fear. God's healers are stepping up to the plate all over the earth. There is no better example than Dr. Zelenko's protocol. Dr. Zelenko's Z-Stack is proven to maintain your immune system and keep it resilient and resistant. go to C2KReport.com and click the Z-Stack logo to join the thousands of people building a resilient and resistant immune system. Save 5% by entering coupon code C2K at checkout. Thank you, Dr. Zelenko, for partnering with C2K. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we thank you for coming by today. It's been a pleasure having you, Samantha, on our weekend edition. Any last words you'd like to say?
It's been great being here. This was a good one, I think.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Samantha, for joining me today. I'm sure everyone's going to love that. God bless you all. And remember, everything we do here at the C2K News is all about the blood.